That was absolutely terrible. For like, But yeah, we are 3 weeks out from my first official race in about 15 months. It's like 0 degrees outside, but I was busting the alpha flies because I had to know what I can do today. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. At least not right now. My other cheeks are frozen. My hands are definitely frozen. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. Salt or something. Yeah, I'm gonna get bust out of these frozen cold clothes and just get out of these shoes and just go home and maybe go sleep or something. I don't know. It's way too cold to do anything right now. So yeah, 3 weeks away from my first race. I can't tell you what race it is right now or where I'm going yet. We'll announce that a week before the race, just in case something changes. I don't want to overhype anything for now, but right now it's looking pretty good. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. My name is Filip Latocha, and today we're going to be talking about half marathon training 3 weeks before a race. Yes, you heard that right. This is kind of a spontaneous thing going on, and we'll just talk a little bit about it, I suppose, and how it's going, and what the game plan is, and whatnot. So before we get into it, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe because you're going to be following along with this for the next few weeks, few days as it's going along, and then hopefully by race day we get some cool footage and whatnot. So yeah, of course, it's going to be awesome. Without further ado, let's get into it. So this is also going to be part of the daily vlog series that I have going on. The only difference here is I don't have any new footage because recording any sort of footage when it's this cold outside, when it's like 0 degrees to maximum 10 degrees Fahrenheit, is just dumb. It's the GoPro will last 5 minutes and then it's over. There's no sense in me running with it and then holding it, the gimbal or the selfie stick, whatever it is, and then your fingers are just cold because you can't really move it. You know, I don't want to get into the mess of it, more or less. That being said, there were some developments earlier this week, very fast developments for that matter, that will basically change kind of the course of the next few months for me, which will be awesome. But as a result of this change, I have a half marathon that I can race, and I signed up for it on impulse because the last race that I did was about 15 months ago, and it just seemed like a good idea to sign up for this one. Only thing is, one, I can't really talk about where I'm going yet. That surprise is yet to come, and I can't even talk about the race. What you do need to know, though, is that it's going to be a half marathon. That's all I can really disclose for now. And the other thing I can disclose is that it's just my opinion. My current running shape is probably more for short to mid-distance races. So I'm basically on a 3-week training plan to get up to speed to run a sub-decent half marathon. And that for me would be anything that's sub-hour 30 at this point in time, considering I haven't raced in, like I said, 15 plus months. I've done like maybe a virtual Chicago Marathon, a few other virtual things. They don't count. You need the real thing to actually make this count. So that being said, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the training, what's kind of going on, what the expectations are in the next few weeks, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I have Strava up here. I'll probably post this screenshot and whatnot. As you can probably see, the maximum distance I've been doing regularly in the month of January has been about 45 to 50 miles a week. We're going to try to change that for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to try to bump up from 60, maybe even 70 miles those weeks. I don't want to make any excuses or like sandbag or anything like that, but when it is this blisteringly cold outside, it is very hard to run for long periods of time. Running the long distance probably isn't hard if you run fast enough, but again, I can't stress it enough. It's just plain outright dangerous to be out for that long when it's 0 degrees, high wind chill factor, running through slush so your feet get cold, they get wet, and you're not drying off nearly as quick. It's not a good time, and as a result, 45 to 50 miles a week is the most I can cap before, you know, I just sit in my car freezing myself silly. So, we're going to try to change this now because, again, I did have a afterburner second win kind of moment today. We'll discuss that as we go along. But yeah, for the most part, like, here are some of the Stravas I did from the week. We'll just kind of roll down with them. The story is about the same with most of them. It's just been cold. Been just trying to keep, you know, the runs as short as possible. The distances have been somewhere between like 5 to 8 miles usually. So of course, in addition to the runs, I have been using Zwift pretty much as not a replacement for my shorter, easier runs, but I'm using it more as like an indoor MAF tone training method, just to keep the heart rate and the easy day pretty easy when it's necessary. So in this case, I do it after my hard run, after I clock out from work, and I'll ride from anywhere from, you know, 30 minutes to an hour, and that's just kind of the move, instead of running twice daily. If it does get nicer outside, then I would consider running twice daily, but right now, again, it's just cold. It gets worse as the day goes along. There's no sense in fighting with the elements in that fashion when you can just ride the bike indoors. And yes, I agree, it's not the same, but it's better than the alternative in this particular case. So anyways, let's talk about today's run. Basically, I'll post the Strava here in just a moment, but I'm just going to kind of give you an overview of what's going on. I woke up this morning knowing that we didn't have much time before this half marathon. I had it set in my mind mentally that I'm in a good shape for mid-distance running. I'm not great by any stretch of the imagination, no matter how much Strava makes me look great. I know what I'm capable of right now and what I could probably do as a time trial thing, but now we've got this moment where, or now I've got this opportunity in said location to run a half marathon, and I really want to capitalize and try to run a PR. But, of course, with 3 weeks before the race, how much can we actually do? Well, obviously by upping the distance, that's a good place to start. So today, that was pretty much my plan. It was the Sunday long run day. I didn't run 13 miles like I kind of wanted to. Instead, I played it smart and I ran about 10 in the Alpha Flies, which was my negotiating factor for today's run. I was going to just run like 7 or 8, but I said, if I put on the Alpha Flies, even though it's this cold and, you know, my feet will freeze because they are so breathable, I will run distance today. And so I did. And in the process, as you can see from the Strava now, I ended up earning a local legend status on mile 9 of the Chicago Marathon, which is just hilarious to me. This is, again, mile 9 in that area in North Lakeview is kind of my stomping ground in the city of Chicago. I will like happily drive to my college campus, my former college campus, park there, and then just go for a run through the Chicago Marathon route. It's just, nothing can go wrong with that, you know? So, yeah, basically, Strava, again, is giving me, Strava's making me look a little bit better than I really was during this run. It was definitely like 6-minute pace, give or take. There were some traffic lights and some places where I had to stop, but for the most part, the grade adjusted pace for overall moving time was about 6-minute miles. So, as you can imagine, when you do stop and go, the race and your run, it does get tremendously harder. So it's better just to have like a one-shot go through, and then, you know, whatever time you get from there is kind of what is the best result for you ultimately. But, you know, it's not always possible. Even on, especially like in the big city of Chicago, it's hard to find places on the trails that don't have lights without doing multiple circuit loops. Kind of not my jam, but sometimes maybe you have to do it. So yeah, whatever. Today's run was 10 miles, and then basically in about an hour, maybe just like an hour and some change. But I'm very happy with it. This is a good sign of things to come, that despite how cold it was in the city today, I got it done, I got by, and once we get into where this race is, I have a good plan of attack of how to approach the half marathon. Of course, first things first, like I said, start increasing my distance for the next 2 weeks, preferably without getting injured. It's going to have to like move up to like a 25 to 50% increase from where we are right now. So if I am running 50 miles, 25% of that is ultimately going to be something like 12, maybe 12 and a half miles if I'm doing my math correct. That does sound about right. So we're going to have to move at about 20 to 30% increase in mileage per week. Keep up with the speed workouts. be more focused about this long run. So that means next week I do have to run like a half marathon, and the week after that, before we begin our travels, I'm going to try to run like 15 to 16 miles just to do the over distance run. So there is kind of a good plan with the long distance aspect of it. I'm going to try to find a gym membership so I can have some indoor workouts on a treadmill for some tempo stuff, just to get, the stride at the gait and the turnover in my legs just a little bit faster, just to, break that up a little bit, because that's also important for your race day stuff, is just to get back in the motion of having a slightly faster turnover. Not that my turnover is currently bad, it's just when you run a few races and you're kind of used to that turnover, it ultimately makes everything better, but you do forget it if you don't race in 15 plus months like some of us here. By the way, I've got a Diablo Taco Bell sauce packet, but I do want to Baja Blast this half marathon, so you do need some track workouts with really fast intervals, essentially just to build that speed, and that's what I think I can accomplish in the next 2 weeks, to have like some one long easy tempo run like I normally do on Strava, something that's like 6:30 to 6 minute per mile pace, and then afterwards, maybe a few hours afterwards, have some kind of track workout and then do an easy bike to cap it off. And maybe if there's time for a gym workout, that's also a really good approach to build, some of the quick twitch muscles in the legs, just to get them back into the spin of things. So there's a definitely a good plan here to have about 3 to 4 workouts a day. And I've done this historically in the past, in 2018, 2019, was going to do it in 2020. And then, of course, things kind of went to S, as you can imagine. So, long story short, is 3 weeks enough time for somebody who's training for mid-distance stuff, running about mid-distance mileage per week, to get into half marathon shape and try to run a PR of an hour 30 or more, or less, I mean, in this case? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. But yeah, again, I will disclose all that information as we get along, because I don't want to ruin the surprise yet, but it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. I can't, yeah, that's all I can say for now. It's going to be really awesome, and I hope you guys love those daily vlog entries when they start coming out, because, yeah, it's going to be awesome. And then, of course, if another race does appear in the scope of things, hopefully I will get a chance to talk about that as well. There might be a second one, so we will see. But there's definitely one that's 100% confirmed. Half marathon. Hopefully I run the PR, and then that's my plan A. My plan B is to win. So if plan A doesn't work, hopefully we win the race, right? Okay, that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching this video. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. The daily vlog stuff is going to be insane in the next coming weeks as we start getting closer to the race. So thanks again for watching. See you guys real soon.